Hello, I am author and internet entrepreneur back with you, Zachary Fenell, and I'm here today with my father, actually. And I don't know if you can tell the resemblance or not, but yes, welcome my father to this video. I am here. I wrote my teen memoir, Off Balance. And in doing so, one of the rewarding things was I wanted to give not just my perspective, but my parents' perspective. And so when writing Off Balance, I really try to concentrate on giving their perspective. Whether or not I did it accurately is up to them to decide, I guess. But ultimately, I did my best, and whatever the case, my father is with us now, and well, he can't get his side of the story wrong. So I'm gonna ask him a couple of questions, but you guys maybe get some for those mothers and fathers out there of kids with cerebral palsy. Maybe it will be a help to you, hopefully. So now, first off, what obstacles, if any, would you say my CP created in raising me?
Not many. A lot of it is kind of a hard question to answer because it depends upon the severity of the CP. Being a mild case, there was really not a lot of obstacles. There was more of standing up for your rights when you're going to school, things of that nature. But as far as raising, there were not too many obstacles, no.
Now, it's interesting you said, because I know from interacting with others online that is a big fight, is standing up for rights. And it's funny to hear you say it because, Mom, who, volunteered and put you up for this, she, in my mind, she was always kind of like she was the voice of your parental concerns, because she was the stay-at-home mom who spent the most time with us while you were you were an entrepreneur, single income, and you were working a lot. So how much, how much did fighting for those rights weigh on you? I don't know if that's the right way to say that, but
I just guess I should really give it one example is because me and your mother would talk about things, and one of the things is they were supposed to have a handicapped spot for the parking lot at the elementary school. And I kept telling your mother, "Oh, we'll get it painted, we'll get it painted." And finally, I said, "Go up there and tell them I'll go up there and paint the damn thing if they don't want to do it." And finally, it's like a week later, it was out in the parking lot painted already. So sometimes you just had to kind of like give it a little push, But your mother, like you said, was the one who took you to school, talked to the principals, talked to the other people that were involved. But we always did discuss everything. So I was kind of behind the scenes, I guess.
that's funny. I don't think I've ever heard that story before. So that's great. That's great. Now, so if you were to write a memoir, obviously Off Balance is about is my experiences. I try to put myself in your shoes and Mom's shoes and get an understanding of what you went through, the challenges you faced raising a child with cerebral palsy. But if you were to write a memoir about where it's about you raising the child with CP, or which would basically be me, so you were a memoir about raising me, what would you call it and why?
That's a tough question, but really the book, if I was to write something like that, the book would still be about you, not really me, because you're still the main character in the book. I think I had to go back to elementary school. When you came home that one day, and I don't know what grade it was, or where you were going, but you had to leave the room and walk in a single file somewhere. I don't know if you're going down to the cafeteria or gym or something. And the child behind you said, can't you walk any faster? And you told us how you told him, this is the way God made me. I think that would be the title of the book. This is the way God made me.
I was smart back then. Like what? It's funny because like when I think back to elementary school, I just remember the one time in the hallway, some kid asked me why I walked the way I did. I just kind of like because I do. So, but I'm learning something about myself here, folks. This is interesting. And then so what? And I feel you kind of hit on this very well because it like your answer to this next question is going to be based on case by case. You know, what advice would you give a parent whose child was recently diagnosed with CP?
You can look at it several different ways. I don't like saying this. Being raised a Catholic, I could look at it as being punished by God, but it's really not a punishment. I look at it more as God entrusted me and your mother with your life. He thought, or she thought, whatever the case may be, that we were the right people to raise you. Don't be afraid to get a second opinion. Don't be afraid to ask questions to a doctor. We took you to 2 different doctors, you got 2 different opinions, and we went with the doctor we were more comfortable with. And probably it was a good thing, because I think he was the better doctor. I'm not going to mention any doctors' names because I don't want any lawsuits. So.
But I will. No, I'm just kidding. So,
but each case is different. It depends how severe of a case it is, and also you had the Schirmer disease, which we talked about earlier, that also played an effect. So, is it just cerebral palsy, or is there something else involved in it with it? And the more severe the case is, obviously more care, and you have to make plans as a parent down the road. And well, if something was to happen to you, you're a very, I don't want to say light case. I don't know how to really put it.
Well, mild is one way to put it.
Mild case would be good, where I don't think we have to worry about you down the road. You can handle yourself.
Yeah. Me too. I kind of. We're working on that. We're working on that.
Well, you still got 30 years to go.
But well, yeah. So one of the things I guess would be helpful is like what traits from the doctors made you? Could you name traits from the doctors that made you say this doctor I felt more comfortable with, or is it one of those things that it's just something you feel in the moment?
The first doctor we took you to did tests on you, and one of the tests was that they would insert like a thin needle into you and see if you pulled back how your muscle reaction was. And he basically, correct me if I'm wrong here, Terry, but he basically said it was a myopathy.
You're wrong. The pediatrician said it was myopathy.
That's the voice of my mother.
Obviously I'm being correct because I was wrong.
The neurologist that you are thinking of did, I forget the name of the test, but yes, it was inserting a needle into, I do believe, the nerves. And he passed that. He did not give it a name or anything else. He really didn't go any further, unfortunately.
Okay.
So, if I may answer the question.
Sure.
To look for what to look for in a doctor is, or how we decided is how that doctor responded to us, our concerns, and how he spoke with us. Not speaking down to you just because he's a physician, but he's speaking to you as parents that we are concerned on our child, and at that time not knowing what was wrong. So, but yes, we saw a few different physicians, and the last physician that we ended up with, or who diagnosed you with the cerebral palsy, was the one that we, yes, in essence, we did feel most comfortable with. at that point in time.
He ran tests on you. He also took X-rays of everything.
Yeah.
Showed us the X-rays and
he
everything.
spoke to us, you know, because let's face it, the doctor sees you for a short period of time. We live with you, we see you. So he knew the right questions to ask about how you behave, how you held yourself, how you walk, how you do things, and also tried to see that in you at the appointment.
Right, very good. That's all good information. That is really trying to keep this video short for people so they don't
Sorry.
so they don't lose. And I'm not saying that you but we've there's a lot we just talked about where my father mentioned the Shermans, which dealt with my back and my having to have the back surgery and the aftermath of that, and then there's just so much more we could talk about, but for the sake of maybe we'll have to do another video sometime. I would thank my father for joining me and thank Mother for her cameo, and hopefully you found this video useful. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you find my videos entertaining. I'll have more coming your way, and read Off Balance if you haven't already. Thank you, and goodbye.